This is going to be a rather controversial video here. As you know, I attended the last Creator Crash, watched a few fights, had a couple beers with the boys, Rusty Cage and Eggman, watched Idubbbz get the snot kicked out of him by a doctor. I mean, the joke kind of writes itself. Isn't like the Dr. Credo, do no harm? Dr. Mike just got into the ring and cleaned Ian's clock. Ian's wife was probably at home watching the fight doing triple penetration, and he's cool with all of it while he's getting his ass kicked by a medical professional. Hard to believe that this guy was like the edgy, cool comedian who used to destroy people's lives with roasts just a few years ago. Now, he is the joke. Dr. Mike probably made a house call that night with Idubbbz' girl afterwards too, Yeah, you know what I mean. Idubbbz just sat in the corner, whacking his bag off with his black eye and broken nose. Needless to say, it hasn't been a good year for the dubster. First, Leafy owned him on the mic in 2 seconds, to the point that the big bad bully Idubbbz, who made a career at making fun of mentally retarded people and children, by the way, had to go to YouTube and get Leafy banned. Yeah. Then, of course, the entire debacle because of his wife doing triple penetration. I keep mentioning it because I don't even know what it means. It just sounds so grotesque. I can't even imagine what's going on inside of that household, while Ian is in his man cave getting trolled by Sam Hyde and Leafy. I'm going to be honest here. I did check out the OnlyFans. I watched it several times. I watched it just because the logistics of it all fascinated me. Yeah. How do you fit 3 things up in there? That must have been like some kind of world record, It was just like a Lovecraftian horror novel or something. Just so terrifying and grotesque that words couldn't even describe it all. I gazed into that abyss, and that abyss gazed back into me. Then the other typical coward move Idubbbz made was he banned Sam Hyde from the event. Which, okay, you know what? Coming from anyone else, that's fine. That's fair game. Sam is a controversial comedian. It comes with the territory, and I could see why a more family-friendly YouTuber wouldn't want Sam there. And he didn't just ban Sam from the event, but he hired security guards. Yeah, I was a witness. Big African-American bodybuilders just walking around with wanted posters with Sam's face on them, confiscating people's Sam Hyde merch, And like I said, for any other YouTuber, fair enough, but Idubbbz is a guy that's known for crashing these kind of events. Are we just supposed to forget the whole Tana Mongeau thing, The guy literally went to her event, blew hundreds of dollars on a VIP pass, and just screamed the N-word. I guess, it's kind of funny, but when you think about it, it's like, where's the joke? He's just some 30-year-old white guy showing up to an event full of preteen girls and screaming the N-word at little kids. People call Sam a racist and a Nazi and whatever else, but Sam, he's always got some kind of twist when he pulls off a big stunt, There's like a cleverness and an irony to what he does. Yeah. He doesn't just go scream the N-word at little girls. I don't know. It's just real ironic to me that Idubbbz has gone from this guy, who built his whole brand around saying the N-word constantly and the F-slur for gay people and all this other stuff, Built his brand around it. And now he bans people from his events for being too offensive. Seems like a real hypocrite move to me. Now for the next Creator Crash, hopefully hosted by someone with a set of grapefruits, I'm throwing my hat into the ring. I am officially here to call out Vaush. Vaush has offered to debate me before. That's right. But I declined. And it's not out of cowardice. I literally just have nothing to say to the guy. He's a dishonest snake. And I'm not going to sit there and listen to him blabber on about how in the communist state it'll be legal to suck off horses and the age of consent will be 9 years old and all this other crap. I fully admit it. Vaush is a smarter man than me. A lot smarter. But if you think about it, a lot of pedophiles and serial killers and all kinds of bad people out there were actually really highly intelligent people. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if someday the police were to find a graveyard full of twinks buried in the crawl space under Vaush's communist mansion. Yeah, he's more well-read than me. I admit that. And yeah, I would technically lose the debate. I admit that. But I literally don't care about facts or science or books because I'm based. I believe what I believe because it sounds good and because it's based and red-pilled. And honestly, the only things stopping me from just beating the brakes off of people who disagree with me is because I would go to prison for it. Yeah. I just belong in a different time, man, you know? I should be off on the battlefield, swinging a claymore around at commies. I mean, you fire off a couple rounds into a crowd of tankies. What are the chances that you hit 2 child rapists and a woman beater? It's pretty high, apparently. I mean, I read all of 2 books in my entire life. The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. And I think that's all you need. I ain't no intellectual. I'm an old-fashioned Viking warrior, like the Northman. Me and the lads, we brought in our salad bowls full of raw meat and gave the old Roman salute. Eggers knows what's up. Frill levels through the freaking roof. I'm telling you. Shredded, Nordic blood of the thunder gods flowing through my veins. I just kick ass and I take names, you know. I don't belong sitting on some Zoom call with some soy-beard freak talking about praxis. Excuse my French here. You know, I don't like to get vulgar on this show. But I wipe my ass with praxis. I belong on a battlefield like the freaking Northman, I'm telling you. Or more preferably, swinging around a buster blade like Cloud Strife or Guts. My personal heroes. I just really, really despise this whole marketplace of ideas crap. Where right-wingers and libertarians have to sit like neutered dogs and be all like, oh no, I'm not actually a conservative. I'm a classical liberal. No, I'm a California conservative. These libtards are skinny fats who have never lifted a weight in their entire life. Even the supposed alpha Chad wannabe bad boy communists, like Hasan, are wetting their diapers and going tugging on the teacher's skirt every time someone makes fun of his receding hairline. This guy's a supposed tough guy who was going to take it to the streets, beat up elderly mega boomers, but when a 10-foot tall giant Sasquatch like Sam Hyde directly calls him out, he's got a million excuses. I don't want to give a platform to a Nazi by letting him kick my ass in front of the entire world and exposing myself as a fraud. Yeah, that's why I won't fight him. Hasan, I thought you were all about punching Nazis and killing Nazis, and you're always talking about how you're going to get violent and murder people on Twitch. Yeah, while the human deer mod is probably sucking you off for Reddit gold. I mean, this was your big chance to back up all that tough talk about how you're going to beat up a supposed Nazi. And what do? You just sit on Twitch and call people crackers and other slurs and cry as your hairline trundles back another inch. My prediction, and you can quote me on this, Hasan will transition into a woman by 2045. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Vaush. I don't even want to think about what's going to happen to that guy. The future's coming fast. There's going to be some gene editing technology coming. I don't know. The guy talks all the time about wanting to suck off horses. He wants to play with horse genitals, yeah, and lower the age of consent. Probably wants to lower it for horses, too, so he can get his rocks off with Twilight Sparkle or whatever sick fetishes he's into. And he's talking about wanting to bend over and take it from a horse like Mr. Hands. I wouldn't be surprised if Vaush gene edits himself into Motaro from Mortal Kombat and just, I don't know, starts bending over in front of horses, trying to get mounted and stead and bred like Idubbbz' wife. I mean, I'm not trying to get political here or anything. I'm just an old-fashioned country boy, conservative at heart. I believe what I believe and say what I say, but I'm also part of that new school of conservatives who understand that the future is inevitable. It's coming. We can't be LARPing as 1400s druids, forging for pine cones in the wood all day, while liberals are gene splicing themselves into centaurs. But above all that, I'm a gamer more than anything. And a gamer always adopts the new meta. That's why we got to support Yang and Elon. We got to go forward, you know, and always adapt to the new meta. But yeah, I think that's my rant for the day. I know my ideas might sound like the ramblings of a mental case because I took one of those online IQ tests and got literally one question right. And it was a question that I made a complete guess on. And it said my IQ was 4 and that I scored as profoundly mentally retarded. And please, for the love of God, hit that subscribe button and like this video and comment on it. Even if you hate me and will never watch another one of my videos again, I am so close to 100K. Please, if you're already subscribed to me, just go make like 5 or 10 new channels, and it's really easy to just sub to me on those. Every little bit helps. For now, deuces, and I'm out. Peace. Shout out to my patrons out there: Alex, Richard Hoffman, Bentstickremedy, Jozo Ajvarović, Hans Wagner, Chelsea Roflmeow, ChipThaBlackBoy, David Orosco, Drunken Atheist Studio, Ethical Chungus, Heinzy, Josh Howard, Michael Thomas Jones, RarityAdvocate, Ryan Haag, Scott Daniels, and the Coding Cowboy. Thank you all for supporting this lifestyle of mine.